I exercise extreme patience with people who strongly disagree and debate with me.
Build himself to me, and then I say I believe in a fairy, and the reason why I believe in the fairy is because that fairy revealed themselves to me. So then why would that person be more inclined to believe you than me? Would you like to explain that?
Why?
Random,
Because you,
and that's the
because,
thing. We don't say
why?
random.
Because first of all, you're making it up as a
But how do they know that?
I'm answering you. Do you want an answer? Do you want me to give you a soundbite, or do you want an adult answer? Okay. So what you're doing is you're attempting to defeat the transcendental argument for God by doing a worldview body double. Have you ever heard of that before?
I mean, I understand what your point is. So just
okay. So what you're doing is you're putting on the table a worldview that you don't even believe in as a body double, just like you have body doubles.
It's a hypothetical.
May I fucking finish and explain something to you to educate you, or else I will server mute you.
Okay.
Now, if you want to giggle like a little schoolgirl, I'll mute you. But being the fact that I'm fucking old enough to be your grandfather, I'm not going to be patient with you being a snot-nosed little punk when I'm trying to educate you. Okay, you got the rules.
It seems obvious enough that age didn't translate into intelligence in this case.
I was calm down, guys.
Have it your way, gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
So you just joined a productive discussion and just completely shut it down.
I don't think you know who that is.
Actually, no. I'm not going to shut the conversation down. But I am going to mute your dumb.
What a joke.
What a joke.
He's a joke because he was trying to tell you something.
There you go, you dumbass. Okay?
You muted the wrong people, man.
Okay. No, I didn't.
Oh, no.
You fucking boomer. Or not even boomer.
Okay, here we go. Good. You're going to be added to the list.
Let Darth finish.
You cannot even get the command straight. Get your...
There we go. There you go. Shut your big, fat, trolling mouth, you piece of human garbage. Okay? Now, shall we continue, damn? Okay, do you want an educated response, or do you want to sit there and bicker and argue with me and others in here like we're at the lunch table? What's it going to be, damn land?
Sorry?
Now, let's start again. What you are doing is putting on the table what is called a worldview body double. Something that you don't even believe in. Listen carefully.
Yep.
Something that you do not believe in whatsoever, that you don't take seriously, nor do we take seriously, in an attempt to avoid the implications of the transcendental argument for God. Now, are we clear as to what you're doing?
No, we're not clear because I'm not avoiding anything.
Good. Okay, now hold on a second. Good. Yeah. I'll go over it again since you're lacking in critical thinking skills. Yeah, I will, or else I'm going to server mute your dumb ass.
Because we don't agree on a point?
Okay, no, it's not because we don't agree. It's because you're being a punk, which is what atheists do. And okay, so you're still here. Now listen carefully. What it appeared to me was that the transcendental argument for God was presented to you. And you said, well, I don't need to accept that because you see, I can invoke another worldview. Okay. Now you either actually believe in that worldview or you're lying to us and you're simply pulling out of your vivid imagination a worldview.
I do not believe in the worldview.
Which is it? Listen to me carefully. Okay. Do I sound like I'm uneducated on this issue?
Yeah, you do.
Okay, you can fuck off.
Thanks, Thomas.
There we go. See, this is what we're dealing with, okay? They will pretend to be intellectual, but then when you try to intellectually explain to them why they're wrong, they resort to trolling, heckling, catcalling. Okay, that's simple. Right? And then when they get server muted, they continue to troll and lie that they're being muted for censorship purposes rather than that they're being trolls. You see, this is the mentality of people that we're dealing with on the interweb. Okay? So what he's doing is he's responding to the transcendental argument for God by positing a fairy. Okay? But this is not something that he actually believes in. He's not taking this alternative view seriously. This is just simply a clown show worldview body double that he's presenting in order to escape the exclusivity of the transcendental argument for God. Okay? Now, does anybody who's not a troll in here have any questions, agreements, or adult objections? I'll be glad to take them.
I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
Oh shit, I'm scared to say it because you're really scary. I don't know. But why were you screaming?
Well, hold on a second. Wow, I'm so scary. I'm so scary. Then if I'm so scary, why don't you leave?
Because I want to listen, but you're over here screaming at people and never meeting them too.
I guess you're really not scared then, are you?
I mean, I'm scared at the fact that you're screaming at people and server meeting them because they have different opinions.
You're scared because somebody's raising their voice.
Because they have different opinions.
Okay, again,
but then you want to over here say, "Oh, I'm an old person to be your example." But what the fuck are you doing on Discord?
Here we go.
What the fuck are you doing on Discord then?
Just ask your
Like, if you have no patience whatsoever, what the fuck are you doing on Discord?
Just ask your question.
Dark.
Hold on a second.
Question.
Now you're server muted. And the reason why you're server muted is not because you were making a legitimate adult complaint, but you too want to heckle and troll and be a motor mouth rather than discuss it. You first go, "Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared." Well, then why were you running off at your mouth with machine gun talking and accusations if you're so scared? You see, you are a lying piece of garbage. Okay?
Dark.
I agree.
Yes.
You were such a boomer.
Oh, wow.
Anyone else?
I mean, do you have anything actually to say to Darth other than he's a boomer? And
You
literally
see, I'm actually trying to come to the aid of somebody else because I understand the transcendental argument for God a bit better than he does. Not that his presentation was all that bad because I came in late. But the point is, this is what we're dealing with. They pretend like they have intellectual objections, but they really don't. This is all a farce. Because then when a grown-up shows up, right, and tries to explain, then one of them starts trolling. Then another one jumps in. You see, birds of a feather flock together. Okay? Nobody was muted in here for disagreeing. People were muted because they were trolling. Okay? And if you want to bitch and you want to whine and say, "Oh, you muted it because you don't disagree," good. Go on with your little silly little charade. Okay? I don't care.
I agree with Darth.
Everybody who got server muted was because they're heckling, trolling, and catcalling.
We've been speaking with them for over 3 hours now, and it just every time we've refuted their claim, they just bring up a new hypothetical, and that's all they were doing was operating.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Okay? When they said, "Well, we could just have some fairy." Well, is this fairy? Does he actually believe in this? Well, nobody takes him seriously. Okay, all he's simply trying to do is introduce. Okay, good. Now you're server muted.
Well, their thesis is that this is something that was made up, and so we could just make up something else. So they're trying to see the limits.
No, this is the adolescent. This is the adolescent thinking that when the revelation of God is presented, okay, because they've decided that they believe that God doesn't exist. Therefore, all that they have to do to counter that is just invoke some imaginary being, right? That they don't even believe it exists and say, see, I can do that too. That's not an adult response, okay? It doesn't matter that you think that the God that we present is fiction, right?
That is correct.
It doesn't matter. Now, if you want to step up to the plate and attempt to offer a rebuttal that the God that we present is fiction, we'd love
everyone,
to
moron.
Okay?
Because, Dart, can I just say something?
Yes.
What they are doing is that they are making hypothetical questions about God. When our topic in here is that we have to establish first if there is a God or not. So it's false, or it's a fallacy for them to make those hypothetical questions, because we did not even, or they did not even disprove that the existence of God is false. Is that correct?
No, yeah, that's correct. What they're doing, as I said, he's introducing what we called is a worldview body double, right? But it's not something they even believe in, right? So the point is simply this: is if they reject that what is ultimate, what is the reason why anything at all exists, if they reject that it is a mind, a personal being that we call God, then they need to make their case as to why they reject that. Merely saying you're unconvinced, all it simply is a testimony of your personal psychology. It is not actually a refutation or a rebuttal. Okay?
Can you unmute
That's
everyone
what
now,
they
dude?
think of the proposition that they think it's ridiculous by trying to ridicule it and offer something ridiculous, but they're not really trying to get at the truth. You know, there's a subtle difference between trying to actually get at the truth and saying, I'm just going to post some ridiculous hypothetical because I think the notion is ridiculous. You know, those are two separate things.
Well, on top of that, if you were here earlier, they actually acknowledge that they have no defining truth, that they could be wrong. So they adhere to nothing.
Now, to show you that I'm not a hard-hearted man, I am going to remove all of the server mutes. But if even one of you starts up again, then everybody who is server muted right now will be re-server muted with just one command. Okay, and you'll have no one to blame but yourself. If you want to have a conversation, if you want to have a disagreement about how we're wrong, we'll be more than happy to humor you. But if you're going to behave like little children, then you're going to be red dotted.
Darth, I think I have a suggestion. I think we should make some rules in here, like give them both position, give 5 minutes of presenting their position,
No,
and
we
then
don't need to set
also
that. They need to act like adults. Right?
Darth, I have a question.
Now, Damland, do you believe in
Yeah.
God?
I think you've changed my mind. I think I believe in God now.
Okay, if you're going to be sarcastic, listen to me.
I'm not being sarcastic.
Okay,
I'm actually
okay.
serious.
Okay, so why do you believe in God now? How did that happen?
I think he just revealed himself to me right now.
Okay, so you're being sarcastic. Did I not tell you not to troll? Now everybody's now serving you.
Darth, I have a question.
Okay, you see, I take
You are
away
a
the server
fucking
mutes.
moron.
No, actually, I'm not. You see, I'm actually the grown up in the room, and I don't put up with bullshit trolling. Okay. Now, I gave the warning, no trolling. Okay, so what he wanted to do was he wanted to do some more trolling, so everybody gets punished.
I know the reason why they are behaving like that, because since they do not believe in God, there's no guiding of their behavior.
You're absolutely right. And in the 20th century, this is why people like Hitler, Stalin, Mao Zedong, Pol Pot, Ho Chi Minh
Oh my
killed
God.
unimaginable millions. Big J, if you heckle again, I'm going to add you to the server mute list.
Okay,
If
then
you
do
wanna-
it, Grandpa.
Okay, all right.
Wow.
This is in part. It's not the entire reason, but this is in part the why they behave the way they do, because they don't care. And what you will see is even in more formal situations, the atheists, because they have a teenager mentalities, they'll just make up crap. They will spew out anything as long as they think that they're dodging, delaying, obfuscating, prevaricating, misdirecting. Okay, they don't care what they say. As long as they can stall, dodge, delay, and stalemate the conversation, for them, they consider that victory. They make a pretense that they're here to intelligently debate as adults, but they're liars. Okay, I've been doing this for 10 years. Getting an adult, intelligent atheist who is civil is rare. Okay?
I haven't seen one actually.
This, by the way, I recently have been subscribing to many Twitter atheist YouTube feeds, and I look at their postings on a daily basis. The level of infantile reasoning or adolescent reasoning is staggering among these adults. Okay? Staggeringly childish. So do we have any atheists who would like to step forward and explain why their atheism is rational? See, you can take it to the bank. This is what they will do. They'll come up, they'll pretend to debate, then they'll heckle and troll, and then when they get punished for their bad behavior, then they cry foul that they've been muted in order to censor them, when they're actually muted because of their bad behavior. So, anybody have any questions? Good. So, as usual, atheism loses, Christian theism wins again.
Absolutely.
You have to ask yourself this question. If their position was so intellectual, right, why would so many of them have to resort to trolling, heckling, and catcalling and being disruptive? Why would they do that? It's because they know that their position is not intellectual. They have one driving motive. They have one driving motivation. They do not want God to exist. Why do you think so? Why do you think so many of the atheist talking heads on YouTube have a call-in shows where they can hide behind their microphones, and where if they get seriously challenged, they can just simply railroad the conversation down one of their favorite rabbit trails, and then if the person tries to get back on topic, then the host will accuse them of being disruptive, and then they get muted or ejected from the YouTube stream. Okay?
Yeah, like Matt Dillon.
That's exactly what he does. Okay?
Yep.
By the way, Matt Dillon said that I was banned from calling into the atheist schmerians, right? He publicly said that. But now, according to one of his little feckless little sniveling henchmen, he goes, "Oh, Matt Dillon wants you to talk to you. He wants you to call in." Well, Matt Dillon knows where he can find me. Does he think I'm so stupid as to fall for his little mute game on his little call-in show? If he's really badass, if he really has brass balls, why doesn't he show up on any of these Discord outlets? Because surely he could record it and he could play it on the atheist schmerians, right? No, because he's not badass, because he hides behind the microphone. And you see, I don't mute people for being intelligent. I don't mute people for disagreeing. But when people heckle, troll, catcall, they're disruptive, then you get muted. And then they go, "Oh, we're being censored." Yeah. Your bad behavior tells me a lot that I need to know about your poor parenting.
They don't even have a basis of what is bad and good behavior. That is why.
No, they have none. No, what they say is, they'll say, "Oh, it's something evil because God says so." And I say, "Yeah, because God says so, because God cannot lie. And what God says is true and conforms to his eternal character. And his eternal character and being is the standard by which everything measures up to." And you'll notice they'll go, "Oh, so you're doing divine command theory. You know, something is evil because God said so." And yet they're the very ones who say things are evil because they say so. Well, why?
It's true.
Why is this bad? Why is that evil? Well, because it doesn't provide for the flourishing of sentient beings. Well,
Yeah.
so what?
How did they know that is what's good?
No. The point is, say, well, why is that to be valued? Because you say so? Or they go, "Well, it's because it's not productive to society." Well, why is that important? Why should that be valued? Why? Because you say so?
Correct.
You do that pretty good, Darth.
Well, I'm doing a caricature of their voice.
Oh yeah, I'm saying
not that they all talk like that, but the purpose of doing a caricature of the voice is to exemplify the stupidity of their reasoning. It's not that they all talk that way, but they're literally stupid reasoning. You know, I've been doing this for years. Okay, I'm still waiting for to talk with intelligent atheists. I'm waiting. I'm here. Come on in. if you conduct, listen, I have numerous interactions, okay, across a span of time with some intelligent atheists. When I say numerous, I need to qualify that, meaning over time. But they're rare in terms of day-to-day situations, okay? The vast majority of atheists are either have a teenage mentality as adults, or they're literally stupid teenagers.
I think that, and I know this is random, but this has just been on my mind, like, throughout the course of being in this server, like, I think y'all should establish rules for communication, such as, like, no profanity, because that's something that people commonly use to hide behind.
Yeah, we already
Even
have the rules
Christians
here.
try to.
Act like an adult, okay?
Y'all have the rules for no profanity already?
Okay, listen, we've already gone over this, okay?
Okay.
Now, I
I
would be more than willing to remove the server mute on all of these morons, but I know what's going to happen again. Okay, we'll do it. Okay, it's that simple. So maybe we can hope and pray that there's some intelligent atheist somewhere. You know, you can't find them though. And people say I don't have patience.